Hey everyone, welcome to CAT episode 1. I'm Puri. Thanks for joining me today. In this series, I'm going to feature products that push the boundaries, show innovation, or make no compromises in the pursuit of engineering and/or design. Today I'm going to be featuring the Dyson V15 Detect. I purchased this thing in October of 21. I've been using it for about a year and a half now. So I think I'm in a good position to give a review from the perspective of a techie after a year and a half of use. So let's get right into it. All right, so this is what you get with the V15 Detect. We've got the stick, obviously, the vacuum itself. There's a filter on the end. Got the laser fluffy head, the brush tool, the anti-tangle smaller brush tool thingy, the larger brush head. Wall mount, and I bought an aftermarket tool that allows you to angle the stick to reach under beds and things like that. I think I'm missing a brush tool as well. Whatever, I'd never even used it. Alright, in terms of its functionality as a vacuum, it performs exceptionally well. I think every time they come out with a new model in the V series of the handheld sticks, they improve the suction capacity and power, efficiency, things like that. So you can expect more of the same here. I'm not really looking to get into too many specifics about its vacuuming abilities. In this series, I'm really looking at products that catch my eye and set themselves apart in some unique, special, or premium way. So to give you some context to what you're seeing here, I set up 3 different spills with particles of different sizes. We've got the Wegmans baking powder, the Wegmans coarse sea salt crystals, and then what was it? The organic granola, that's right. So as you can see, it handles all of these types of spills very well. If you've got larger objects to pick up, make sure you don't go backwards like I did there, or it can result in materials kicking out behind the vacuum. In summary, it's a good vacuum. It's another step in the evolution of the V-Series stick vacuums from Dyson, which I think kind of set the meta for stick vacuums. Everyone copies what they do. The 2 features that set this device apart from anything else out there for me are the laser fluffy head and the dust particle counter. Now that I use the laser fluffy head, I can see just how gross my floor is. Physically seeing this makes me want to get every little piece of dust the laser sees. It almost becomes like a little game, and for me it feels rewarding to see myself cleaning up that dust. In addition to the laser fluffy head, there's a new particle detector that displays particle size and count. The yellow bar shows particles that are 10 microns or smaller. These are particles such as allergens and pollen. The orange bar is going to show 60 micron particles such as microscopic dust and skin flakes. The pink bar is going to show 180 micron particles such as small dust mites and fine sand. And lastly, the purple bar shows 500 micron particles such as sugar and fleas. I'd say it's not a super useful feature right now for the average consumer, but for me, it's extra features like this that actually draw me in. I guess it can kind of help you see what types of particles you have most in your home. I think to make it more useful, they could connect it to a smart app and keep the data so you can do analytics on it. For the most part, I think that people who are buying Dyson vacuums are less interested in its vacuum performance and are drawn in by something else that's maybe harder to explain. So that's what I'd like to spend more time focusing on. If you search stick vacuum on Amazon today, you can find a lot of 4.5 to 5-star rated products that come in at a much lower cost than the V15 Detect. So why would anyone pay over $700 for a V15 Detect when you can get a similarly performing product for probably a fraction of the cost? And I mean a small fraction of the cost. I think this is the type of product that's not for everyone, and I wouldn't recommend it to the majority of people. I'm not like the majority of people. I do think a little differently than most. So for me, it's about owning the best of the best and being the first one to support companies that ask the question, what if? You know, in my channel profile, I call myself an early adopter, and this comes from what I just explained there. I want to see the best of what the world has to offer. I want to be the first one to experiment and try new things and share what I learn with everyone else. I also want to show my support for others who are pushing the limits and asking that question, what if? I don't think there are a lot of companies that do that, but the ones that do push boundaries always seem to have similar characteristics. They show true and certain passion for what they do and push endlessly instead of settling for good enough.